everybody, and welcome back to week 4 of English 9. This is Mrs. Osborne, just here to walk you through what you're going to be doing this week. So if you start out on our class homepage, you'll see modules right here. I want you to jump in with modules. This will bring you to Unit 1, and then you'll see week 4 down here. Now, all of these are unpublished because it's not quite Friday, so I haven't sent them out to you. So here's what you're going to see under week 4. First of all, you'll see the video I'm recording right now, right here in week 4 overview, but this will look a little bit different. Instead of just having a link to a video, the video will be here, and then I've included our in-person slides. For you in-person students, you don't need to go through these. If you are a virtual student, please feel free to look through them, and most importantly, get to the last slide that invites you to join us for our in-person activity in the IMC. So you too can join us for all the fun we're going to be having when we go to the IMC this week to learn more about poetry, specifically activist poetry, and do a blackout poetry activity. You'll see the dates and times you can join us right here, so we hope you'll come with us. Back to week 4, so back to the modules. Under week 4, the second assignment you'll see is Journal 2. Much like Journal 1, this week it invites you to answer a couple of questions. This week in Journal 2, we're talking about memorials and monuments. So it asks you what a memorial is, what's its purpose, and any you've heard about or visited. And then there are some links here if you would like to visit a few, or if you are just curious. There's a virtual tour here, a VR tour of memorials in DC, and then an article about a memorial recently removed from Indy's own Garfield Park. So you guys can kind of see real world connections, what we're going to be reading about. The next thing you'll see in week 4 is the readings for the week. We're reading 2 poems this week. They're pretty short poems, The Vietnam Wall and Facing It. Both are about the Vietnam Memorial. In the slides, you'll see goals for the poems, some notes on the genre of poetry, in case you're reading this before our in-person lesson where we're going to talk about poetry as well. And then some focus on literary terms, imagery, simile and metaphor, and personification. There's also a little bit of background on the memorial itself, so you can learn more about what this memorial is, how it was designed. That's going to be referenced heavily in the poem, so knowing what it looks like will be very important. And then some photos of the memorial. Again, you can always reach our texts in your hard copy, but this time Facing It is in the independent reading section, and you can only find it online. So follow these directions to get to the textbook, and then you can either search for it, or you can just go to the assignments tab and you'll find the reading for you there. I'll also show you how to find it from our homepage if you need. Last thing is, you're going to be doing a highlighting activity. Below, you're going to see a Google Doc that contains the text of both poems. And what you're going to do as you read is highlight any imagery you see in yellow, any similes in green, metaphors in blue, and personification in pink. That just helps both you and I see how prevalent these devices are in the poem, and it will help you when you get to the quiz as you're thinking about why the author included these and why he used them. So feel free to do this and then save a copy to use on your quiz. Back to the module. The last thing for this week's reading is the quiz. You notice it's more points than last week's quiz. It's more questions, and there are a couple of short answers on here. So when you're done reading, you'll be able to take the quiz. Notice it says it's an open poem quiz. Please feel free to use your poems, either your hard copies, your online copies, that Google Doc copy that you've highlighted as you're taking the quiz. That's totally fine with me. The last thing this week is something you probably remember from middle school, and you probably are tired of taking, but it's Evaluate, August Evaluate. So in this assignment, you will see some slides, not only reminding you how to get to Evaluate, but inviting you to use this as an opportunity for growth. I know Evaluate is long, it's boring, it's something you'd rather not take, But as high school students, I want you guys to consider evaluate your ticket out of testing. The more seriously you take evaluate, the better you do on it, the higher chance you have of passing the 11th grade test the first time and then getting out of testing altogether for your senior year. So before you take the test, try to set yourself a goal score, then go in and take the test, and then you follow these instructions to get there. After you take the August test, tell us your actual score and explain. So for example, let's say you set a goal score of 60%. You want to get 60% right. You got 53%. What do you think tripped you up? Was it a really tough question? Was it a multiple answer question? Was it that you were having a hard time focusing? Just check in with us there. And that is all we have for week 4. So the things you're going to be doing online at home: Journal 2, reading the poems and highlighting, taking the quiz, doing the August Evaluate. In class, we're going to be doing some poetry information with Mr. Norris up in the IMC, learning about poetry, doing a blackout poetry activity, and also having a chance to renew and check out new books. So I hope you guys had a wonderful week 3, and I look forward to a great week 4 with you this week. Bye, guys.